Forget what you think you know about success in AI. Really. It's not about writing code. It's about clarity. So many people chase the shiny tools, like
Hmm.
collecting hammers without a blueprint. That's not how you build a house. This deep dive. We're going to show you a different way. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a really clear, focused look at becoming an AI automation strategist. Our mission here is to unpack the real skills, the ones that deliver tangible, lasting value to clients, all without the burnout and without needing a single line of code.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to break down 7 foundational capabilities for you. It's a journey. Starts with truly understanding how AI actually thinks, all the way to packaging your expertise for real commercial success. Think of it like architecting outcomes, not just building bits and pieces. It's kind of like designing a super efficient machine instead of just, soldering a few wires together and hoping for the best.
hmm The AI automation era is definitely here. I mean, you see it everywhere. And businesses, they're desperately looking for ways to cut that operational drag, find those efficiencies, and that creates this huge, honestly, booming demand for a very specific kind of expert.
Absolutely. And the common myth swirling around is, oh, you need deep coding skills, right?
Right. Yeah.
To get into this space. But the truth, the profound truth, is that the most valuable players right now, they're the ones who can architect outcomes, not just the AI itself. They're solving core business problems. That's the key.
It feels like so many people fall into that trap, though. They're chasing the latest shiny tool, they're collecting hacks,
Yeah.
they're mistaking all that activity for actual meaningful progress. It really is like trying to build a house by just gathering a pile of hammers,
Yeah.
ignoring the blueprint entirely. And let's be honest, who hasn't been guilty of collecting a few too many digital hammers at some point? I know I have.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in the hype. It really is. But you honestly don't need encyclopedic tool knowledge. What you need is a curated set of high-leverage skills, things that really move the needle, this deep dive. It lays out a clear playbook for success. No burnout, no Franken systems, those fragile, cobbled-together tech solutions that cause more headaches than they solve. And truly, no coding required.
Okay, so it's a fundamental shift in thinking we're talking about here. Can you elaborate on that? What's the core change?
Yeah, it's moving from that constant tool chasing to outcome-driven strategy. Simple as that.
Focusing on results, not just the tech itself.
Got it. All right, let's dive into the first essential skill then, generative AI fundamentals. So many people jump straight to asking, which tool should I learn? But that, as you just kind of hinted at, is absolutely the wrong question to start with. It really is. The much more powerful question, the one that truly unlocks your potential,
Mhm.
is how do these systems fundamentally operate? Think
Yeah.
about it. Tools evolve at lightning speed,
Yeah.
right? They're changing constantly. But the core principles, the underlying physics, you could say, those endure.
And generative AI, when you strip it down, it's a massively powerful pattern recognition and generation engine. It's not some, all-knowing oracle.
Hmm.
Understanding that distinction, that fundamental operating principle that shifts you from being just a user to being a true architect of these systems.
Precisely. You'll master the physics. Things like how large language models, LLMs, these powerful computer programs that generate human-like text, how they use probability, how they use context windows, which is basically the limited memory the AI has at any given moment, and tokens, those little building blocks of text to AI processes, like parts of words, how it uses all that to build responses.
Yeah.
You'll also grasp the crucial difference between generative AI, which creates new stuff, and traditional predictive AI, which is more about forecasting. Plus, you get core concepts like transformers. That's the revolutionary architecture behind most modern AI, letting it understand relationships in long text. And embeddings, which are these numerical ways of representing meaning, making words understandable to AI for really smart searching and comparison.
Okay, so this foundational knowledge then, it isn't just academic theory. It actually helps you spot what we call cognitive automation opportunities, which means automating repetitive thinking, not just simple clicks or data entry. We're talking automating the mental work.
Exactly. Think about the possibilities. Automating parts of client onboarding, streamlining content strategy creation, optimizing sales funnels, even seriously enhancing customer support. It's about taking that routine mental load off your human employees so they can do higher value stuff.
And for learning this, you might check out Vanderbilt's Generative AI Automation on Coursera, or even quicker overviews from places like Google or deeplearning.ai. This knowledge really is your operating system. It's fundamental. So how does understanding this physics of AI specifically empower us to direct AI systems more effectively?
It lets us direct AI as a systematic tool, really building on its core physics.
Understanding its essence lets you guide its actions. Okay, Next up, advanced prompt engineering. Treating this like a simple Google search, that's a huge mistake. Because really, quality output directly reflects quality input. It's like that old saying, garbage in, garbage out. Still holds true.
Oh, absolutely. In this new AI-powered economy, prompt engineering isn't just some tech trick. It's a foundational business skill, seriously. It's all about translating complex human objectives into precise, actionable machine instructions. This is where the real leverage is.
And it's how you scale high-quality content creation, develop powerful internal tools, and reliably bridge what a client asks for to what the system actually produces. It's the language of leverage, really.
Exactly. Real prompt engineering. It involves precision. We're talking things like structured prompting, using formats like XML or maybe JSON to define roles and constraints very clearly. Then there's chain of thought prompting, where you actually guide the AI through logical, step-by-step reasoning. You show it how to think. Output priming ensures you get the exact formats you need, say a perfect JSON object every time. And finally, systematic debugging. Because prompts, just like code, they need refinement. They don't always work perfectly the first time.
Let's make that concrete. A bad prompt, a really basic one, might be something super generic like, write a social media post about our new project management tool. Just kind of vague.
Right. Now compare that to a professional structured prompt. That prompt defines the AI's role. Maybe it's acting as a senior social media manager. It sets the context, the desired tone, the key benefits you need to highlight, and then strict constraints. Character limits, specific hashtags to include, a clear call to action, and yeah, even the exact output format, like requesting a JSON object. It leaves almost nothing to chance. You're guiding it very specifically.
That structured prompt example perfectly illustrates the power, doesn't it? One really well-crafted prompt can potentially replace an entire multi-step manual content workflow. You're not just vaguely asking the AI for something, you're actively architecting its thought process. But beyond just getting better output, what's the fundamental shift in thinking required to go from basic prompting to truly advanced prompt engineering?
It's moving from simple commands, just telling it what to do, to precise, structured, collaborative reasoning with the AI.
From making a wish to giving it a precise recipe. I like that. Okay, our third skill, design thinking and process mapping. Now, this is where I see a lot of agencies stumble. They rush straight into building. But automating a process without truly understanding it first, well, that's like trying to build a bridge without surveying the canyon, right? You might just build it straight into a wall.
You hit the nail on the head there. There's an old saying, if you digitize a mess, you just get a digital mess. Faster? Maybe, but it's still a mess. True sustainable value comes from simplifying before you even think about automating. Don't automate complexity. Eliminate it first.
So the mindset shift here is crucial. You need to think like a systems architect, not just a builder hammering things together. Ask yourself those key questions. Zoom out, map the whole process end to end, identify the bottlenecks where things getting stuck, and most critically, question every single step. Does this step truly add value? Can it be eliminated entirely? Can it be done differently, maybe better?
That's exactly right. You want to view the business as this interconnected system. Design thinking, in this context, it's the blueprint. It ensures that what you eventually build isn't just functional on day one, but it's stable, it's valuable, and it actually solves the right problem, not just a symptom. It's about getting that strategic clarity before you lay down any digital foundation.
Mm-hmm. For a really good mindset shift on this, check out UVA's Design Thinking for Innovation course on Coursera. It's quite good. And for actually visualizing these processes, maybe look into business process modeling notation or BPMN programs. There are tools for that. This diagnostic phase, it sounds incredibly vital for long-term success. But what's the biggest mistake you've seen people make by not doing that upfront work? And how can they recover if they already skipped it?
It prevents building brittle systems that end up solving imaginary problems, or problems that don't really matter.
Right. Avoiding solutions, looking for a problem. All right, skill number 4, no-code automation platforms. Well, pretty much now, 2025 and beyond, you genuinely don't need a full development team to build robust operational systems anymore. You just need to trigger something that starts the process and a logical path for the information or task to follow. That's basically it.
It's truly liberating, isn't it? You're essentially connecting pre-built services, these APIs and apps like digital Lego blocks. If you can clearly describe a business process logically, step by step, you can absolutely automate it using these no-code tools.
So the smarter approach then seems to be master one primary tool really well, like make.com or maybe Zapier, get deep with one, focus on the key integrations that actually matter to your clients, usually their CRM, their email marketing platform, things like that, and always, always build for resilience. Think about what happens if something breaks.
Yeah, think of these platforms as the central nervous system of your automated business. Your AI skills, like prompt engineering, that's the brain. These tools, they're the pathways, the nerves, connecting everything and making it all fire together smoothly.
Top picks that come to mind for you.
Well, make.com is fantastic for those really complex, highly visual workflows where you need to see everything laid out. Zapier is amazing for its simplicity and sheer speed. Plus, it has over 6,000 integrations now, which is just wild. It's a powerhouse for quick connections. And then there's N8N.io, which is a really powerful open source option. It offers immense flexibility if you need more bespoke or self-hosted solutions.
I have to admit, sometimes I still catch myself wanting to just jump straight into Zapier before I've fully mapped out the process properly. It's just so tempting, right? To skip that vital diagnostic phase we just talked about.
Oh, believe me, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself sometimes, getting the AI to stay on track, so I totally get it. Here's a pro tip, though. Start small. Solve one small but high-impact problem for the client first. Deliver that undeniable win. Build their trust. Then, you can confidently expand from there, build bigger things.
That's really great advice. Start small, deliver value, then scale. So how do these platforms truly empower someone who doesn't have coding skills to build genuinely powerful systems?
They allow literally anyone to connect powerful services visually, snapping them together like digital Lego blocks.
Building complex systems without needing to write code. Powerful stuff. Mid-roll sponsor read.
All right, we're back. Skill number 5, no-code AI agents. This is where the conversation really shifts, I think. It goes from just doing tasks to delegating entire outcomes. AI agents feel like the next big frontier. Think of them as specialized digital workers you can design and deploy. It really is a game changer. In a modern AI-powered business, you design an entire system, and then you can delegate predictable, often complex, rule-based work to an AI agent. This frees up your human talent for the stuff humans are best at. Higher level strategy, creativity, building relationships.
So what's the crucial distinction here? Because people might hear agent and think automation. How are they different? An automation typically follows a rigid, predefined path, right? Step A, then step B, then step C. An agent, though, it can perceive its environment, it can reason based on its programming and knowledge, and then it can act intelligently within certain constraints. So automation moves data along a fixed track. An agent can actually make informed decisions along the way.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And we're seeing sort of 3 tiers of platforms really emerging in this space. You've got VoiceFlow, which is fantastic for building really human-like voice and chat experiences, perfect for sophisticated customer service bots. Then there's BotPress, which can handle more complex logic and back-end integrations. It's ideal for things like advanced lead qualification or internal process handling. And then you have tools like Flowise or LangFlow. These are essentially visual builders for LangChain, which is a framework. They let you design agents that can chain multiple prompts together, access external tools, interact with databases, really sophisticated stuff visually.
Whoa. Okay, imagine scaling that. Designing an agent that could intelligently handle, say, 1 million unique customer inquiries. It paints a very different picture of what's possible, moving way beyond just automating a single spreadsheet task or something. It fundamentally changes how businesses can operate at scale, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And clients, they don't buy chat widgets, they don't buy automations really, they buy outcomes, they buy problem solved. When you develop these agent building skills, you stop being just an implementer following instructions. You become a true product builder, someone who designs solutions that solve major business challenges at scale.
So thinking about that shift, what's the key mindset change required when moving from traditional automation thinking to embracing these more intelligent, autonomous agents?
It's shifting your thinking from simple task execution to enabling intelligent, autonomous decision-making within defined boundaries.
From just following predefined steps to enabling smart actions. Got it. Okay, skill number 6. Knowledge systems and RH architecture. This sounds technical, but it's crucial. No business can truly scale effectively if its collective knowledge is trapped, right? Stuck in silos, scattered across random documents, or just locked away in a few key people's heads. In the world of AI, knowledge is the essential fuel. It's what makes these intelligent systems actually intelligent about your business.
That's spot on. Professionals who can design efficient knowledge flow within an organization, they're simply outperforming those who just rely on memorization or searching through fragmented data. Modern business intelligence isn't just about static reports anymore. It's about dynamic, on-demand retrieval of exactly the right information at the right time.
And this is where we need to demystify RG, that's retrieval augmented generation. Can you break that down? This sounds like how you take a general purpose AI, like a big LLM that knows about everything on the internet, and give it a specialized expert brain tailored specifically to a single business. Is that kind of right? Sounds incredibly powerful.
That's exactly it. The process is actually quite elegant when you break it down. First, you store a company's unique knowledge-think internal documents, SOPs, past client notes, product specs, in a searchable vector database. Then, when a query comes in, say from an employee or a customer via a chatbot, the system first retrieves the highly relevant chunks of information from this private knowledge base. Then, it augments the original query. It adds that specific retrieved context before sending the combined package to the general LLM for processing.
Hmm.
So the AI doesn't just have to guess based on its general training. It has precise, factual grounding from the company's own data to base its answer on.
Okay, so that means a chatbot could instantly and accurately answer a really specific question pulled from page 257 of a 300-page employee handbook. Or it could give a sales rep instant access to obscure technical details about a product from a massive internal catalog right when they need it on a call.
Precisely. And the three pillars supporting RAG are pretty clear. First, you need vector databases. Things like Pinecone are popular. Think of these as the specialized filing cabinet that stores information based on semantic meaning, the actual concepts, not just keywords. Second, you need embedding models. These are the indexers that convert all that text into numerical representations, into vectors, making it machine-readable and comparable for meaning. And finally, you have integration layers, often handled by frameworks like LangChain or Llama Index. These are the queriers or orchestrators that manage the whole process, getting the query, finding the relevant docs, augmenting the prompt, and talking to the LLM.
You could dive deeper into this with resources like Pinecone's Vector Database Fundamentals or various RAG with LangChain courses out there. So
Yep.
understanding that complex process, how does RA truly move us beyond just getting generic, maybe plausible sounding, but ultimately unhelpful AI responses?
It gives the general AI a bespoke expert brain, filled with a company's unique proprietary data and knowledge.
Transforming general AI into a specific, valuable expert for that business. Makes sense. And that brings us to our final skill, number 7, the business layer. This covers packaging, pricing, and positioning. Because mastering all the technical skills we just discussed, that's really only half the battle, isn't it? Truly successful AI automation strategists, the ones building real businesses, they also excel at communicating their value.
This is so often overlooked, but it's critical. Let's start with packaging. Stop selling hours. Just stop. Seriously.
Yeah.
Productize your services. Turn them into clear, repeatable, outcome-focused solutions with defined deliverables. Think names like Client Onboarding Accelerator or Content Repurposing Engine or 24/7 AI-powered support agent. This transforms you from just a generic service provider trading time for money into a specialist solving a very specific, valuable problem. It makes your value immediately clear.
Okay, productizing, not selling hours. Then pricing.
Yeah.
You mentioned anchoring on value and ROI, not just the effort involved. Can you expand on that? Like, if your system saved the client 20 hours a week or maybe boosted their sales conversion rate by 15%, how do you price based on that outcome?
Exactly. You quantify the impact. What is that saved time worth? What is that conversion boost worth in revenue? Your price should reflect a fraction of that created value. It justifies a much higher price than hourly billing ever could. And also consider retainers. Offering ongoing support, monitoring, and optimization for a recurring fee provides predictable revenue for you and ongoing value for the client.
Makes sense. Value-based pricing and retainers. And then positioning.
Yeah, positioning. Look, the AI automation field is growing fast. It's getting crowded. So you need to specialize. Become the absolute #1 go-to AI automation agency for, say, boutique law firms, or for direct-to-consumer e-commerce brands, or for independent real estate brokerages. Pick a lane. This isn't just about finding a small niche. It's about building deep, recognized expertise and a powerful reputation within a specific industry. That allows you to command premium fees and generate predictable, high-quality referrals. You become the known expert.
Okay, let's quickly recap that strategic action plan then. It's a focused strategy built on these compounding high-leverage capabilities. It includes generative AI fundamentals, advanced prompt engineering, design thinking and process mapping first, then no-code automation platforms, no-code AI agents, building knowledge systems with RAG architecture, and finally layering on that crucial business layer, packaging, pricing, and positioning. That's the stack.
That's the stack. And you really can start monetizing this skill set surprisingly quickly, maybe even in a matter of weeks if you focus. Clients pay for outcomes. They pay for transformation. They pay for problems solved. When you can reliably deliver results that maybe once needed an entire team, or perhaps simply weren't even possible before AI, you become indispensable, truly valuable.
So how does adding this business layer, that final piece, make someone truly indispensable beyond just being a skilled technical builder?
It shifts their entire focus and the client's perception from just building tools to delivering transformative, measurable business outcomes for the client.
Turning technical expertise into indispensable business value. Okay, wow. This deep dive has really shown us, I think, that success in AI automation isn't primarily about writing code. That's not the barrier anymore. It's fundamentally about strategy, about clarity, and about understanding these core capabilities.
Yeah. And that gap, that crucial divide between those who are just kind of interested in AI, maybe playing around with tools, and those who are actually building and delivering real value with it. That gap is defined precisely by mastering these core skills we've discussed today. It's about making that leap from being a mere implementer to becoming a true architect of solutions.
The opportunity is immense. It feels truly boundless right now for those who are prepared who build these skills. Businesses out there, they desperately need strategic partners. They don't just need more tool jockeys, right? They need people who can understand their challenges and craft intelligent automation solutions that drive real, measurable results. So reflect on which of these 7 skills resonates most strongly with you right now. Where could you start? How might you begin building your own blueprint for success in this space? Perhaps it's diving deeper into prompt engineering first. Or maybe it's finally sitting down to map out that specific business process you know is ripe for automation. The AI revolution is happening now. It's not coming, it's here. The question isn't really whether you should get involved, it's whether you'll be ready, equipped with these skills to lead. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time. Out to your own music.